I'm of the very strong opinion that it is not time to leave the Presbyterian Church in America. And I plead for patience with those who have given up and are jumping ship. You know, God, we tell our students, God didn't promise you a rose garden. We took this from the Marines. God didn't promise a rose garden. He wants a few good men. So what if you lose some votes at Presbyterian General Assembly? Look at Calvin. To the end of his days in Geneva, he never got everything he wanted, particularly in the area of church discipline, of weekly communion, a number of things like that. Well, I've told you that I think we should stay. If we stay, we must be engaged in reforming the church. Don't refrain from going to General Assembly and take your congregation out of the denomination, okay? Because you didn't pull your own weight. And don't stay in and not go to General Assembly because you haven't fought the good fight. Those of you who are in presbyteries where error is being taught by a church in that presbytery or a minister, the discipline must begin with you, not with those of us that are 500 miles away. I get very frustrated. People give me reports with this presbytery, that presbytery, somebody was doing this or that. Well, you guys are going to deal with it there. And so we need to be, it's time. We must stay humble and winsome, but it's time to quit being Mr. Nice Guy. It's time to demand that our church adhere to her standards and to Scripture. So we can't just stay in. My good friend Ian Hamilton will say that the people that stayed in the Church of Scotland were pietists. They simply said, we'll do our thing and stay. He said that was wrong. No, if you stay, you got to fight. Now, what should happen? Please stop the fragmentation. A good friend of mine, Andy Webb, a year and a half ago, I think it was now, offered for his session to call a convocation of sessions. We recently had a meeting of individuals. That is not useful. Convocation of sessions, called by a session or a number of sessions, at which we could have a discussion of these things. I would like to present a paper on why we shouldn't leave. Somebody else could present a paper on why we should leave. And then we should hear from the other Reformed denominations, the Orthodox Presbyterian Church, the Bible Presbyterian Church, the Associate Reformed Presbyterian Church in particular, of why we should go in their direction, and a paper on why we should start a new denomination. But we need to act as churchmen. Our brothers are acting like independents, and it grieves me to no end. As of a month from now, we'll have had 2 churches in our presbytery, which is one of the most conservative in the PCA, leave the denomination. One for a new denomination that's being formed, which I think is very unfortunate, and one for the Bible Presbyterian Church. Let's act in concert and quit acting individualistically. Let's act covenantally. So I'll be glad if some of you people listening, if your elders want to have a convocation of sessions, I'll be glad to participate. And I think that Greenville Seminary would be glad to help sponsor the thing as long as no stands are being taken about where to go or we have to leave now or something like that. So it is very important. And I do want to hear back from our listeners on this.